You're watching a Highwire Media podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Talking Texas Rangers show. As always, I'm your host, Larry Lace. On today's episode, we dive into all the latest offseason news from around Global Life Field. Before we do that, give us your thoughts on all the topics we cover in the comments section below. And of course, this episode is brought to you by Fanatics. And now on to our first topic. There's a former Rangers ace that's looking towards 2026 Hall of Fame with uncertain odds. Though he's likely to pick a Philadelphia Phillies cap if he is selected to the Baseball Hall of Fame, former Texas Rangers southpaw Cole Hamels is officially on the ballot for 2026. Hamels was with the organization from 2015 to 2018, between stints with the Phillies and the Cubs. In 2016, Hamels had a Cy Young caliber season, pitching at the top of the Rangers rotation. He went 15-5 with a 3.32 ERA, also a workhorse, fanning 200 hitters and 200.1 innings, pitched over 32 starts. The hard-throwing lefty with a 12.6 curveball also represented the Rangers in the All-Star game that season. It was one of his 4 All-Star selections over his 15-year career. Over his time in Texas, Hamels compiled a 38-21 record with a 3.90 ERA. For his career, Hamels compiled of 163 to 122 career record with a 3.43 ERA, 1.18 WHIP, and 2,560 strikeouts, and a little less than 2,700 innings. Aside from the one season in Texas, most of Hamels' best seasons came as a Philly from 2007 to 2012, including seasons with win totals of 17, 15, and 14. In 2008, Hamels was the NLCS and World Series MVP as the Phillies beat the Rays in a gentleman's sweep of 4-1 to claim the Commissioner's Trophy. With a career WAR of 57.9, Hamels is better than current Hall of Famers like Whitey Ford, Mariano Rivera, and but is well below 73, which is the average number of a Hall of Fame pitcher. The World Series MVP and 2,560 strikeouts are positive bullet points, but his 163 wins and career mid 3.0 ERA will make it tough for the lefty to gain the 75% of votes necessary for induction. But we will see if Hamels is inducted into the Hall of Fame when the voting results are announced on January 20th at 5 p.m. on MLB Network. And now there's a MLB insider that's suggesting that Rangers could cut one of the key 2023 World Series players. MLB insider Ken Rosenthal wrote an article that included an evaluation of the direction the Rangers are likely headed. In the article, Rosenthal wrote that Texas, quote, seems virtually certain to cut payroll and will likely non-tender a key player from the 2023 World Series team. Ken Rosenthal thinks Rangers will likely non-tender Adolis Garcia or Jonah Heim. Saying, quote, a non-tender of outfielder Adolis Garcia, projected $12.1 million salary in arbitration, or catcher Jonah Heim, $6 million, appears likely as the Rangers seek the flexibility to build a more complete roster. If cutting payroll is necessary, non-tendering Garcia at 32 or Heim at 30 makes perfect sense for the Rangers. Both players had career years in 2023, with Garcia worth 4.7 F4 and Heim 4.0 F4, but they struggled the past 2 seasons. Heim posted negative F4 in 2024 and 2025, while Garcia was worth a negative F4 in 2024 and just 0.7 F4 in 2025. Both players could experience career revivals next year, but given their advancing age, it might be time to move on. The question is, if the Rangers are going to non-tender just one of them, who should it be? Honestly, maybe both. Last season, the Rangers had a catcher provide more value than Heim, as Kyle Higashioka posted 1.0 F4 in 94 games, while Heim posted a minus 0.5 in 124 games. Texas could easily save money by non-tendering Heim and having Higashioka be the primary catcher next year. They could sign a veteran backup who would be cheaper and more valuable than Heim. As for the Rangers' outfield situation, Wyatt Langford and Evan Carter are slam dunks to be in the opening day lineup as long as they're healthy. Michael Hillman, Sam Haggerty, and Alejandro Osuna are all seeking to lock down a starting spot in the outfield as well. Jock Peterson can also play outfield, but at this point in his career, he's primarily a designated hitter. Suppose Peterson is going to be the primary designated hitter. In that case, that gives the Rangers extra incentive to non-tender Garcia, as it leaves fewer opportunities to fit him in the lineup. Garcia is still a great defender, however, which should give the Rangers something to think about when deciding whether to keep him or not this offseason. It probably makes more sense to cut Heim over Garcia since the Rangers don't have another established outfielder besides Langford and Carter. On the other hand, Garcia would be more expensive than Heim. Maybe the Rangers end up non-tendering both, or neither. And now we're going to take a look at DeGrom's revival season after he's won the AL Comeback Player of the Year award. There were legitimate questions about whether Jacob DeGrom would ever be able to pitch in the major leagues again. 2 disastrous arm injuries that required Tommy John surgeries sidelined the big right-hander for most of 5 full seasons from 2021 to 2024. Some of that doubt had to be creeping into his own mind as he continued to grind away, rehabbing. In 2025, DeGrom finally made it all the way back and was rewarded by the Baseball Writers Association of America with the prestigious AL Comeback Player of the Year award. Over 30 starts this season, DeGrom looked like the nearly unhittable ace that was awarded the Cy Young twice in 2017 and 2018. He could dial up to 100 miles per hour, bust off the knee-buckling slider, and had tremendous command of a changeup pitch that fell away from right-handed hitters and dipped in at the shins of lefties. It was all working for the entire season. He was the Iron Man of the Rangers' starting rotations, as guys like Nathan Eovaldi and Tyler Mahle went down for significant stints during the season. The numbers supported everything that the 37-year-old from Florida was able to contribute to his comeback campaign. He threw 172.2 innings with a .297 ERA with 185 strikeouts. His .092 whip is a single-season Ranger record for qualified starts. DeGrom was very much being mentioned as a Cy Young contender for most of the season, racing out to a 10-2 record midway through the season, ultimately finishing the year at 12-8 when the run support dried up after the All-Star break. His 14 quality starts were tops among Ranger starters. His 172.2 innings pitched is the most since he logged 92 innings in 2019 and has dealt with one serious arm injury after another until 2025. If you ask DeGrom which award he is proudest of, it is tough to imagine that he wouldn't say his AL Comeback Player of the Year over the 2 Cy Youngs from his prime with the Mets. And now on to our next topic. So the question is, are Rangers legitimate contenders for an all-star slugger if San Diego decides to trade him this winter? Like father, like son, right? Fernando Tatis Sr. started his major league career with the Texas Rangers in '97. He was a part-time infielder, and the team traded him away for the following season. Now rumors are swirling that his son, Fernando Tatis Jr., could be a nice fit in Arlington should the San Diego Padres elect to trade him and unload part of their backloaded cap sheet. USA Today's baseball guru Bob Nightingale has the Rangers among a handful of teams that might make a play for the power-hitting right fielder. There are going to be some tough decisions to be made as the Rangers organization ushers in the Skip Shoemaker era, and it may mean parting with one or more of the heroes of the 2023 World Series winning team to bring Fernando to Texas. If Curtis Young were to pursue the 3-time All-Star, it would likely include either bumping Adolis Garcia to the DH spot or making him part of the package sent to San Diego in exchange. Tatis Jr. is a superior hitter and is quickly adjusting to becoming a plus defensive everyday right fielder after making the move from shortstop in 2024. Garcia has been elite at the position since 2019, but Fernando is coming off his first Gold Glove award. He unquestionably has the athleticism and baseball IQ necessary to handle the move. Ideally, Young and the Ranger front office envision an outfield that has Gold Glove nominee Wyatt Langford in left, Evan Carter in center, and if this trade is made, Tatis Jr. in right. There is a boatload of upside in that trio that makes the idea of looking into acquiring him very appetizing. The 26-year-old signed a $340 million deal back in 2021, and it includes a no trade clause, so any deal would require him to waive that clause. It is a scenario to keep an eye on this winter as the Rangers attempt to rebound from back-to-back disappointing seasons. And now on to our next topic. So there's a potential pitching prospect that could be considered a dark horse candidate to make the 2026 opening day roster. The Rangers should sign one or two veteran starting pitchers this offseason to ensure depth for next season. As it stands, the rotation includes Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi, Jack Leiter, Cody Bradford, Kumar Rocker. Both should get starts as well, but Bradford hasn't pitched since 2024, and Rocker has yet to live up to his potential. Let's say the Rangers don't sign or trade for a starting pitcher this offseason, which is very likely. In that case, if Bradford has yet to return to full health and or Rocker struggles during spring training, or God forbid deGrom, Eovaldi, or Leiter suffer an injury, right-handed pitching prospect Winston Santos could easily find himself on the Rangers' opening day roster. MLB Pipeline predicts Santos, the Rangers' number 4 ranked prospect, will make his MLB debut in 2026. So the notion that he could crack the opening day roster isn't a long shot by any means. One factor that could prevent him from making the opening day roster is the fact that he only pitched in 5 minor league games last season due to a stress reaction in his back. However, he finished the season healthy, making 3 starts in September. The Rangers signed Santos for just $10,000 out of the Dominican Republic in 2019. He made his pro debut in 2021, and in 86 career appearances with 78 starts with the Rangers organization, the 6-foot righty has a .443 ERA with 396 strikeouts, 106 walks, over 367 and 2/3 innings. Winston relies on 3 pitches, a mid-90s fastball, a mid-80s slider, and mid-80s changeup. His fastball has a natural ride and cut, while his slider is his best pitch, according to scouting grades, at 60. His changeup isn't great, but it can be effective when used right. He needs to improve his overall command, but it's clear that the Rangers view him as a major league starting pitcher. If his command issues don't improve and he struggles in the majors as a starter, the Rangers could eventually convert him to a reliever to help fill out a depleted bullpen. But for now, expect Winston to make some starts for the Rangers next season. And that is all the topics we have for this episode. Let me know your thoughts. If there's anything I got wrong, anything you disagree with or agree with, let me know in the comments section below. I will try to respond to all the comments. And of course, if you want to support the channel, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/TTRangers. As always, your support helps the channel grow, upgrade our equipment, bring in new hosts, be able to pay them, and eventually take this show on the road. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.